Hey y'all. Um, I just got back from the Dollar Theater and guess what I saw? I saw Knives Out. And you're probably thinking, what? Dollar Theater? Yeah, there's actually this pretty cool movie theater. Um, it's pretty close to where I live. I mean, it used to be a lot closer, but it's still pretty close to where I live. It's it's literally just like it's called the Dollar. I mean, it's not called the Dollar Theater, but it's the Dollar Theater. You literally pay basically like $1 to see a movie. I paid. It's actually a little bit cheaper than it was before. Before the whole virus, because I think before it was like maybe like a buck 40 something cents, buck 50. I don't know. But now, well, at least today, it was like $1.07. So super cheap, and it's literally amazing. And they have popcorn there and drinks there and everything. I don't know if they're serving them today, because when I went there, the concession stand looked kind of like empty. I don't know if they were actually like serving um like food and like popcorn at that moment, but they usually do, and it's freaking great. And actually, I really like, I really love that popcorn. It's so good, it's so good. But I didn't get any popcorn today. I just saw the movie because I'm broke, and that's all I could afford. So, so I saw Knives Out, which came out last year. I never really cared to watch the movie. I saw the trailers for it, and I know that it was directed by Ryan Johnson, and and I heard it was like kind of like the Clue game, like the board game, where it's like guess who killed who, like a murder mystery. That's basically like the whole premise of the movie, and those movies never really like enticed me. I never really cared for them. So, yeah, at the time I just kind of like passed on it because I'm like, I don't really care. And there was like a bunch of other movies at the time that were coming out that I wanted to see more. So I just didn't see it. But today, when I got off work, well, actually during work, I was thinking, I was like, you know what? I wonder if the Dollar Theater's open because, all the other theaters around me are open, fortunately enough. And I wanted to know if the Dollar Theater was open, so I looked on my phone and sure enough it was. So right when I got out of work, I went straight to the Dollar Theater and I sat my cute little butt down on the seat and I watched the movie, and it was actually pretty good. Um I I didn't really go into the movie with any expectations because like I said, I didn't really care to watch it when it came out. So, and that was like the only thing that was playing at the time when I got out of work. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll just see that. Um, but I knew it had to be like somewhat kind of good because, Ryan Johnson filmed it. I mean, directed it, and he's the one that directed Star Wars, which everybody hated. I'm not even gonna get into that right now. Um, but I mean, he's still, like obviously he can direct, so I was like, okay, well, hopefully this is good and this is like something different. So, um, and then, it was a murder mystery, so I'm like, well, it should be at least somewhat interesting, trying to find out, who killed who did what. Um, So I went in, I saw it, and um, I was intrigued the whole time. Um, so basically, the movie, not to give anything away, um, so I guess this old rich guy in he's like the author, I guess, of a couple books, and he's like the owner of some kind of company that publishes the books or something. I don't know, but I think he's an author, and he's made a couple books, and basically he's rich, because of his works, and you know, and because of that, he has a family, and he basically his family, because of him, has inherited his wealth, and he gives them like all allowances, like every month, I guess, and they're they're well off. They're a really well off family. They don't have to worry about anything. They live in like a mansion. Um, yeah. So, and I don't know how many kids he had, but he seemed like he had like at least two or three kids, and then they had kids. So it kind of turned into like not like a huge family, but it was a decent sized family. So he ends up dying one night at a party, at his birthday party, I believe. Yeah, he ends up dying on his birthday at the end of the night, and um, well, I'm trying to find this. Okay, whatever. So he ends up dying, and they, who found him? I think it was the nurse. Was it the nurse? I literally just saw this movie. I just came back home from the movies. I think it was the nurse, right? No. I can't remember. But somebody found him. Somebody found him in his room with his throat like slit. It was cut. So they're thinking that, maybe it's a suicide, maybe somebody killed him. So the investigation starts, and that's where, what's his name? The guy that plays 007, Daniel Craig? Daniel Craig. Yeah, I think that's his name. So, and I don't remember his name in the movie. It's kind of weird. I couldn't really ever pick it up, but that's when he comes in, and I love his character. He was probably like my favorite character in the movie because just the way he talks and like his accent, it was just so like pleasant just to hear him talk, like with his, as what the this other guy in the movie called it, Kentucky Fried Chicken accent or something. And I can't lie, it's kind of spot on with that description. But yeah, he was like one of my favorite characters. He was like the lead investigator of the case. Um, there was like two other, I guess, police officers or detectives with him, but he was like the main guy, like trying to figure out the case. So that's when he comes in and he starts interrogating, and well, him and his team start interrogating, questioning like all the family members of the house, because he has to find out who, what happened to the father, and um, and then he starts to interrogate the nurse of what's his name? I don't know, but he starts to interrogate the nurse of the guy that died. Her name is Marta. Um, what was his name? I can't remember his name. It was something weird. Oh, jeez, I'm so sorry. But the old guy that died, he had a nurse that was taking care of him. They started interrogating her because obviously she was really close with him. And so, yeah, they start questioning her. And she has a really weird thing that I've never seen in a movie before where, like, if she lies, she starts to puke. So like when she's lying, which is really like kind of like an interesting quirk in an investigation murder mystery movie, because that's like a lie detector basically. She's like a human lie detector, but like for herself. So it kind of came in very useful during out the movie like multiple times. But then it could also bite her in the butt really hard, so she had to like hide it. It was really weird and interesting, but it was whatever. I don't know. But so yeah, so they start investigating her, and then trying to like um but it was weird because at first I thought they gave away the whole mystery of the movie, because I don't want to say anything because then it's going to like ruin the surprise of the movie. I feel like if you haven't watched it. um yeah, well, basically like I'll just be very vague about it. So basically like in basically the beginning, towards the beginning of the movie, they basically gave away like who did it, and I thought that's who it was. And I'm like, so what's the point? Like you already basically showed like what happened to the old guy, like how he died. They literally show you it. And I was like, okay, so what's the point of this movie? But then towards the end, they actually show you what really happened. Because you think you know what happens because they show you it, but then at the end, they show you again what actually really happens. And it just kind of blew my mind. I was like, what? Like, I did not think of that at all. So, at least for me, it was definitely one of those movies where, like, I didn't see that coming. Like, I did not see. It wasn't like a twist per se. It was just like they were still revealing and unveiling the mystery during out the whole movie, and I thought they blew it in the beginning. Like I'm like, you just showed it, but that's not all to it. There's like a lot more to the case than what it seems like it is, which is really cool because there's like I don't know. There's kind of like multiple layers to it, so it gets pretty deep. Oh my goodness. So and then there's this really and then the part where it really gets interesting is when he when he died and they read the will of what basically the will is saying like who he's gonna leave his inheritance to. And obviously you're gonna assume that it's the family, but I'm not gonna give anything away. But that part, like, really, I was like, literally in the middle of the movie, I was like, what? I said that out loud. There was only like one other person in the theater with me, so they probably heard me, but I was like, what? I actually said it. I was like, what? Like when the guy read the will and told the family who the inheritance was gonna go to, I was like mind blown. I was like, what? So that was like another mind blown part of the movie. I was like, what? So I did not see that coming. That was actually the most interesting part of the movie because be because that was literally actually the whole point of the movie is the will. If it wasn't for the will of him dying and who he's gonna give his inheritance to, the whole plot of the movie wouldn't happen. So it's literally the will is what drives the movie, because basically like the family wants the inheritance, they want the wealth, they want the house, they want all the money. He had like $60 million. Like that's crazy. So yeah, the family wanted the inheritance, and that's what drives the plot of the movie. Because money controls everything, and money is the root of all evil. So that's literally what it is. That's why everything happens, because everything happens. Why it happens is because of the money, the will. They want the money. Anyways, so that was like a really interesting part, and then after that, that's what changes the whole tune of the movie. Like it's literally before that part, before the will happens and then after the will. After the will, everything changes and you see things differently. Like you like it just gets really interesting and it's like, whoa, what's gonna happen now? The dynamic of the characters really changes after they read the will because now they know who it's going to, and then like animosity starts to build up between each other, and it's just it's just really interesting to watch because it's like, what are these characters gonna do? Like, what is this character gonna do with the money? Are they gonna, do the right thing and, give it back, or are they gonna keep it? And it's like, it's just, I didn't know that was gonna be a big part of the movie, but it was. So eventually, they end up, so just, going through the movie after they say the will, who it goes to, that's when things really start to like heat up. And I don't even know where I'm going this, but basically at the end they finally found out who did it, and that blew my mind. I was like, what? The funny thing was, when I saw the character, I was like, you know what? He is like the I gave away his gender, but whatever. I was like, this person is like the easiest. Damn it, I just kind of gave away a little bit of it. But I was like, this person, I saw this person, and I was like, this is like the easiest person to pin the blame on because they kind of just look like they would, do, you know, commit the crime, and it kind of ends up being that way. Like, but then it was kind of like that's too easy to figure out. Like that wouldn't be the case, but I don't know. You have to watch it though. It's really good. Like it's actually a really good like murder mystery. Like if you like murder mysteries and you like if you like watching like Law and Order and stuff, I personally don't. Um well, I mean Law and Order is not bad, but like all the other like other cop shows and stuff, like I don't understand why people like watching them because I feel like they're all the same. Like all those cop detective investigation shows, I feel like they're all the same. I'm sorry, but I don't know. I don't understand it. But anyways, I don't really have anything against them. I'm just like, just not personally like that interested in them. Um, but if you do like, I'm trying to hurry this up. If you do like murder mysteries and like watching crime investigation stuff, I think you'll definitely like this movie because it has a very interesting story, interesting group of characters, um, and then and just like the mystery of like trying to solve it will kind of like keep you going through the whole movie. So I say watch it. It's a good watch. um Obviously it's not in theaters anymore, so if you can like watch it on a streaming service, I don't know if it's on any streaming platforms, or if you can like rent it, or if you can rent it, try to watch it. If a friend has it, try to watch it. I don't know. But if you can, I would actually recommend watching it because it's actually good. I didn't think it was going to actually be good, but I liked it. And I think I would actually probably want to watch it again. Honestly, it was good. Um so um so I gave the other movie yesterday, what did I give it? 10 out of 10. This one, I don't know. I feel like I'm not a good critic because I feel like if I like something, I just give it a 10 out of 10. Like, I'm just like, I feel like I'm really easy when it comes to this. And I just like, I'm not like very harsh like other people. Like, I'm just like, oh, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. So, but honestly, I kind of want to give this movie a 10 out of 10 because it was really good. Like, I'm trying to think of anything that I didn't like about the movie, but there is this one shot, the very last shot of the movie. I felt like they could have done something slightly different. So that kind of irked me, but it was fine because you kind of see that thing in the beginning. So when you see it at the end, it's like you know what it is. So it's fine. It's not a big deal. It's just something that I would have done personally as like a director. I would have like shot that part differently. Just like this one little part of that shot, I would have like moved it a little bit. But whatever. I need to wrap this up. So, um, well, because she's holding a mug, okay? And it has something on the mug that I think would be really profound if you would have just kind of showed it, like, fully again, because they showed it in the beginning, and if you showed it again at the end, I felt like it would have been really, like, profound. But they already showed it in the beginning, and then when you kind of see it at the end, you see, like, a little bit of the mug, you know what it is, and you know what it says. So, but I feel like she should have just been holding it from like the handle and not from like another hand. And then her other hand was like on the mug, so you couldn't see like the words. That just kind of irked me a little bit because I'm like, I feel like they should have showed the whole mug saying all the lines on it because I feel like it really was a profound thing. Because when you watch the movie, you'll know what I'm saying. But yeah, anyways, so honestly, I'm gonna give it 10 out of 10. I really liked it. It was a fun, interesting movie. I was interested the whole time. I was actually smiling. I found myself smiling watching the movie. I was like, I don't know. I was smiling like a lot, and which is really, really kind of weird. Like I don't feel like I find myself smiling a lot during movies, but I was smiling during the movie for some reason. I don't know. I guess I was just in a good mood or something because I was in the movie theaters again. But it was a good time. Like I had a good time, and I would definitely recommend watching it. So I can't think of anything bad about it at the top of my head. No, I mean maybe if they like could have delved more a little bit into the characters of the family, like showing like a little bit more of who they were, but that would have like diverted away from like the mystery of the movie and like trying to solve it. So no, it's fine. So I guess I give it a 10 out of 10. If anything, maybe like a 9, 8.5 out of 10. It's a good movie. I say watch it. So and like I said, I'm gonna be doing Tenet review and a New Mutants review later this week as well. So if you like my movie reviews and me just like randomly talking about movies, um, I guess tune in for that. Hopefully I do it. Fingers crossed. I think I will. I'm pretty sure I will. I don't know why I wouldn't because I've done these two. So hopefully my phone doesn't act up or do anything stupid. I did clear space on my phone finally, so now I can record longer videos. So that's good. And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Whatever. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you for watching. There's not really a way to get away from the word guys. I just say it. I don't think it's a big deal. Like, whatever. Because I catch myself saying it's not a big deal. Whatever. Whatever. Alright. Bye, y'all. I love you. Stay safe. And I'll see you next time, I guess. Bye.